Hi everybody, and happy Vlogmas! It's been a while since we gave everybody kind of a concise life update thing, complete with hand movements. It's a YouTube thing about doing short little daily videos every day of just like your life. And Becca thought it would be a good idea for us to try doing that.
The reason I wanted to try Vlogmas is we don't really have the capability to send Christmas presents this year, both because shipping is outrageous.
Yeah.
And we
difficult.
don't have the money to do that.
Yeah.
So we kind of thought that Vlogmas would kind of be a way for us to give to our families.
Yeah.
And friends who care.
Yeah, those who care to watch. Yeah, it's a way for us to keep in touch and just like feel like we're still kind of together for the holidays. I got to go to York on kind of a group trip with some other archaeology students. That was really cool, and the most traveling that I've done since we got here. We'll make a video of that eventually. We just haven't gotten around to it. But that was cool.
My favorite thing about moving here and being here is probably having the time to make these videos and take photos and things, even though we haven't gone many places yet. Yeah. It's just that we have the opportunity.
On campus there is a street cafe, and it looks super bohemian and stuff, like all the lights are in crates, and they basically set it up to be an indoor food truck, and so they have a menu that rotates every week, and students get to vote on it. I think the only thing we've really had there was the nachos, but they were amazing nachos.
Really good. My favorite thing has been getting pizzas and then making them at home and watching Netflix.
Yeah, but the pizzas are really good.
Pizzas are really good.
It's not like crappy frozen pizzas.
No, they're good pizzas.
They're a local business, aren't they?
They're fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
They're fresh pizzas.
Good stuff.
They're just really good, and they have good toppings that are not really conventional toppings, but they're still really good.
Yeah.
The hardest adjustment of moving has probably been not having a schedule. I mean, we both came from working full-time jobs and not having a lot of free time, so I think that the things we did during that free time felt more important.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Even if we're not really doing anything that was special, like taking trips or anything.
It sounds weird, especially because Becca just talked about us not having a schedule and having a lot of open time, but I do feel a bit of a lack of freedom, like to do the stuff that we want to do. A little bit of that is financial. These first couple months have not gone necessarily according to plan. We've had to improvise and adapt a little bit. I was talking to Becca earlier about I don't miss driving at all. I like walking everywhere or taking public transportation, but I miss the freedom of, we want to go here, let's go here.
Just after Jared started classes in September, it was right before my birthday, we went to the Natural History Museum on campus, which was really cool. There's pictures on my Instagram. You can check them out.
Yeah,
and
check her Instagram out. It's a lot better than mine. I think mine is actually back when we weren't even moved in. We were staying at the hostel, and like on our first day here, we went to the Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery downtown. That's really cool. For those of you that don't know, pretty much all institutions like museums and stuff are free to enter, which is really crazy because back home we would have to pay probably like $30 a person to get in there. The lower floors are filled with a lot of classical art and modern art, which I'm not a modern art person, but the classical art was really cool. And then upstairs they have a lot of like historical art from all over the world. That museum, it was big and beautiful, and yeah, that was time well spent. Not much of a surprise, but the fact that there's so much living history and culture here is like talked about going to York, and it's really prevalent in York, but even here we walked to a very ruined castle, but a castle nonetheless, right down the street. And there's just a lot more visible history, which is really, really cool to me, to kind of be able to just look at like how far things have come and be able to walk around in some of that stuff.
My favorite thing about being here is the weather. It's cold and it's great. It's not too rainy. I think they've had more rain in Oregon this fall than we have had here, which is outstanding.
Not what I expected. Least favorite thing has to be the cyclists, the English cyclists, and I mean people on bicycle. I understand that I am biased. We come from a part of the US where cycling is love, cycling is life. Here, and I think part of the issue is the fact that everything is a lot narrower and tighter spaced, but I have had multiple interactions with cyclists and none of them have been pleasant. In fact, most of them have almost run me over and not given a care in the world about it.
I have 2 least favorite things because I'm me. One is, although I love the weather, it's real windy all the time, which means I don't want to wear dresses because I don't want to worry about that stuff.
I'm watching the hand signals as you're doing. No, continue. Don't let me interrupt.
Number 2, going off of what Jared was talking about, for people who don't like to interact with others, they don't care that you're there. All the time when we're walking down the street, I will move to behind Jared so that I don't take up more sidewalk space because there's multiple people. But people who are walking next to each other don't care that we're there. They just keep on walking next to each other and figure that we'll just go into the street and get hit by cars because that's all that matters to them.
There is like one of the biggest, oldest, and most well-preserved, like the English castles in the area. But it's obviously not within walking distance. It's called Dudley Castle. It's in a town called Dudley. But it's really cool. We've seen all these pictures online. We haven't really been able to see like a proper castle yet. Hopefully we'll be doing that soon. And on a bigger scale, we got a couple things coming up. With some fellow Egyptologists, I will be going to the British Museum in London for a day. One of my professors, he has some contacts there. He can get us in behind the scenes so we can see like the underground vaults that are filled with all the massive sarcophagi and the stuff that they don't have on display. And like this is the British Museum, so it's one of the biggest repositories of Egyptian artifacts in the world. That will kind of be a trip to London, but really, Becca has been looking up all these places and making up plans.
Currently, we're planning a trip with Jared's parents. They're going to come and visit us in March during Jared's Easter break. We've been talking about where we want to go, and we've decided we're going to go to Paris for a few days. And on the way, we were talking about stopping in London, and I had been doing a lot of research of things to do in London and Paris so that we kind of could chat together and make a little itinerary. Due to train schedules and them wanting to kind of spend more time here with us in Birmingham instead of trying to rush. So since London has been taken out of the itinerary, I still have all that information of things that we've looked up. So there's a couple museums obviously that we want to visit in London. The British Museum, which will just be a trip to go to the British Museum, and then a trip to go to the National Gallery, which is my top of the list. And there's a couple other little museums that look really cool to visit.
The Harry Potter stuff.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah,
Harry Potter.
That's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Our other camera died, so we're using the GoPro, which looks super great.
Yeah.
But pretty much we just wanted to sum up. We have a couple other ideas of what we want to do in the next week or so with Vlogmas.
Yeah.
So we look forward to showing you guys that stuff.
And also, our channel, as you know, is kind of a work in progress.
Yeah.
So we're trying new things. We're learning how to film and be good YouTubers. So we appreciate your guys' support. Let us know how we're doing, either social media, down in the links below, or leave a comment.
If you have any questions that you want us to answer about life here or just different things,
Anything in general. Yeah.
do the same way he said.
And like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Happy Vlogmas.
Bye.
Bye.